Incredible story here. Earlier this year, a situation that could have ended in tragedy unfolded into something inspiring.
It happened at the El Camino Country Club when Ken Moran suffered sudden cardiac arrest. But thanks to some quick thinking bystanders, he survived. And now he's joining us here live at Fox 5 in studio, along with one of the first responders who helped to save him, Tri-City medical nurse Angie Perez. Thank you both for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You know, let's start with you, Ken.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that day. It happened in February.
Correct. And mid-February, and I basically was playing tennis. Normal day for me, and I just basically fell over. Someone was watching, and they came over and assessed me and started using CPR right away. So I had a sudden cardiac arrest, which we'll talk a little bit about. But so yeah, it was a very interesting and unusual day for me.
Any symptoms or anything prior to that? Nothing.
Nope. No signs at all.
And for those who have never experienced something like that, like what's happening? Like, does everything just go black and you just fall over?
The interesting thing is I don't remember.
Okay.
So, and I think it's pretty typical that it just happens and you don't remember, and you wake up. I woke up maybe a week later and
wow.
So what happened?
Thankfully for people like Angie who are there.
Yeah. So Angie, let us know how important it is to be quick in these situations. How much is time of the essence?
It could be the difference between life and death, trying to save that brain and those brain cells from dying. We have about over 350,000 cardiac arrests a year. It's about 1,000 a day. 9 out of 10 of those don't make it to the hospital alive. So we have an initiative in San Diego called Revive and Survive to get out there to teach 1 million people hands-only CPR. No breathing, just hands-only CPR. That is what saved Ken. He had people around him that recognized this was bad, and they ran over, they got on his chest, they called 911, and they grabbed the AED and put the AED on his chest.
Wow.
Then the medics arrived.
Did they shock him back?
The medics arrived and took over, and he received three shocks, I believe, and 3 rounds of epi, and then got to the ICU, got to the hospital. The emergency room did a fantastic job at Tri-City Hospital, and then into our ICU, where we got to take, I'm an ICU nurse, we got to take care of him. And it was about day 4 or 5 or so that they turned off sedation and started doing all of our questioning about waking Ken up. The hands-only CPR is about getting blood to the brain. We have enough oxygenated blood cells that if we get on that chest, we have about 7 to 8 minutes of oxygenated blood cells. We just need to get that to our major organs. If you just get on there and pump on that chest 100 to 120 beats per minute, about 2 inches in depth, that blood is going to get circulated. So when your heart stops, that's your pump. That's your pump to your body.
You were acting as the heart pumping for that person.
This right here is the pump to your heart. And so we just need to get that going. The incidence of fatalities is so high when people just stand by because they're afraid. The biggest concern is breaking somebody's ribs. And let me just tell our community, we can fix ribs, and we can fix lungs that are punctured by ribs.
I have a firefighter says if you're going to get good CPR, you're going to break ribs.
Exactly. So this is a very successful story, and tomorrow we're going to be doing a hands-only CPR event at El Camino Country Club in honor of Ken, who spearheaded this. We have about 130 people signed up to do that class.
Are these only people who belong to the club, or is it for anybody who wants to?
So it's a mix of, but mostly,
But they can go on the Revive and Survive website to see where they can learn hands-only.
You know what, we're going to ask you to show us how to do this in just a second, but I was just looking at this. 5 to 10% of the people who suffer an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest survive. Excuse me, survive. So I was about to have one right now. I'm sorry.
We got a nurse here.
It chokes me up too. So.
No, they survive it. So for you, how does that make you feel?
I'm very lucky. Yeah, I mean, just the fact that I was there with people that actually did something, that knew what to do, and they did it, because that's part of it. Knowing how to do it, and then not actually doing it. That's the key.
I'm curious, Ken, were you doing anything before this that you look back and say, "Gosh, I shouldn't have been eating so much ice cream," or whatever the thing was, and then have you changed anything? You look great, you know, it's like a few months ago.
I'm 57, I've been healthy my whole life, I've been doing sports my whole life.
You're playing tennis,
So this was not because of my lifestyle.
And was there like a family history, like what?
No, this was a strange electrical occurrence.
It was an electrical, they believe his was an electrical activity issue. So he has a defibrillator.
I do have. ICD.
He's got an AICD implanted in his chest. And so if this happens to him again, that machine will go off and shock him. What people need to know, though, is if someone that has an AICD goes down and they don't come right back, you still need to get on that chest and do CPR.
You know, and that's why we want to see exactly how to do it. Just give us a brief, because you told us so many people suffer from it.
Oh, yeah.
We're bound to run into somebody who encounters it.
Absolutely, 1,000 a day is a lot of people.
You want to give us a couple basics of like things that people, even if they don't take a class, at least know a couple things about it?
Yeah.
Ken wants to show you what he can do.
Yeah.
So Ken is spearheading this whole thing. Basically what it is we want to get between the nipple line of the chest, center of the chest, hand over hand, elbows out like this so that you don't want that energy to come through your shoulders, and start compressions.
And is there a certain spot you said?
Staying alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beats, right?
So it's mid-center of the chest,
Right in the middle.
right between the nipple line. Get that shirt off and get right down in between the nipple line. If they don't get the shirt off, get right up in that center of the chest. People are afraid. What we want you to do is don't be afraid. Get on a chest.
The harder you push.
No, we want them to be alive.
Right.
We want them to be alive when they get to us.
I'm pressing pretty hard, so you gotta.
It's about 2 inches, 1/3 of the depth, but that's about 2 inches in depth. And you know, if like I said, if ribs crack, ribs crack. If they puncture a lung, we can fix that.
How long does a CPR class take?
So a full CPR class, if you're going to do breathing, the breathing part, which is we're teaching hands only right now, that's a 3 to 4 to get certified. That's like a 4-hour class. But we are going to teach tomorrow. We have 2 sets of 60, and we're going to teach hands only with 60 people out on the court, and then we're going to go to the second court and we're going to teach We're going to teach the AED. We're going to teach them how to hook up the AED so that this machine tells you what to do to shock if that heart needs a shock.
How important is it for businesses and places to have an AED?
More important that you know, and what's really important, Ken, is that they know where it is.
Know where it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know we have one.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys know
it's
where
almost
it's
like
at.
having
We know where it is.
With a
That's
fire
great.
extinguisher. These,
Yeah.
a lot of
I got
places.
you, Andrew.
Thank you.
And there's supposed to be
for each other.
signage and all that, so it should be very apparent where they are.
It's written in like a 3rd grade level.
Yeah, obviously you are very proactive now that you've been through this.
For sure.
Tell us real quick before we let you guys go, how much this has changed your perspective on the importance of something that we can all learn pretty quickly.
Yeah, so I didn't know what an AED was before this. I didn't know what an IED was before this. I mean, there's so many acronyms that I didn't know. And so I'm very, very thankful. I'm very appreciative of the people that are around, my tennis family, my actual family, my medical family. I mean, they've all stepped in and did. I'm here, so I'm very appreciative. So it has absolutely changed my perspective.
Because it can happen to you.
It could happen to anybody.
Yep.
Healthy.
Right? No signs, no indications, it just happened. So it could happen to anybody at any time, and so you need to be prepared. Hopefully the people around you will actually do something.
The takeaway is just get on that chest, no matter who it is, even if it's somebody you don't know, give that person the chance of survival.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you're
Thank
here as
you
well,
both.
and glad you're able to spread the message to a lot of people, hopefully, who will take
Absolutely.
the action to learn something that's not that difficult to learn, but so important for so many people.
Yeah, and in light
you
of this incredible story, the El Camino Country Club will be hosting that event. It's right there on your screen. A CPR and AED training event tomorrow. One session runs from 1:30 until 2:15 in the afternoon. Another session runs from 2:30 until 3:45. All that information on our website, fox5sandiego.com. Just click on the Scene On tab. Thank you again.
Thank you
You're very
guys very
welcome.
much.
Thanks for
Glad you're
having
here.
us.